Okay, talk and
Hello.
check the.
Hello, Wolfpack. Here we are again. I am super curious if that fight started yet. And I got a friend here who's sometimes my friend and sometimes my enemy.
Did you want to have some music maybe? Or no? No music?
I don't need no music.
You don't need no stinking music?
No, but let me see. I guess I need to pop up this preamble.
I've got it printed out.
Oh.
Here's
I
this.
got the books, but no glasses, but maybe I can see.
Hey, no glass?
No glasses. I should just have a pair of reading glasses here.
Yeah, you can put them in that drawer if you want.
What?
You can put them in that drawer if you wanted to.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, just random stuff in there.
Oh, my shoulders. Hello, Wolfpack. I'm happy to be here on Friday night. It's like my social interaction for the week. And it was an arduous week, but here we all are, still alive, thriving, hopefully. Wyatt's not quite thriving, but he's alive. And he's here.
Diaper on, buddy.
Huh?
Diaper on, buddy. It's horrible.
Yeah, the fight goes on. Welcome to the Friday night meeting of the Wolfpack. We accept everyone, sober or not, alcoholic or not, drug addict or not. We do not judge. We encourage you to share every week and check back with us on the progress of the following week. Not to embarrass you, but so that we can hold you accountable to the commitments you have made to the group. We have all been through our own unique experience, which gives us a special voice that may only resonate with its counterpart. We know us, and together we, the Wolfpack, can reach and change the world, even if it's just a little by little. And here we just kind of discuss a little bit of AA literature and spiritual literature and try to support each other and share, be transparent and honest. That's a big requirement for me personally. Honesty and truth is pretty much the anchor. You can't really start anything of any substance without it. And Pat and the crew are on their way to Las Vegas to be part of Complex Con, which is in Vegas this year, which is a big deal. And so it's a lonely night here. It's just me and Wyatt and Butt Butter. Yeah, that's it. And I want to know what happens with Tyson and Jake. Is that the other guy's name? Jake? I don't even know that guy. But I am very curious. Tyson's like almost 60. And let's see, my week was, every day is like an epic adventure. I don't know. I guess the highlight of my week was that my daughter does horse camp on Wednesdays and we drive up to Santa Paula. And she's been doing much better, and she's been into horses since day one. She wants a horse for Christmas. Of course, that's what she wanted last year too. Hi. And she got a new private instructor. We're going to a new place, and this lady's so badass. She gives her instruction, and the sun's going down, and she's in the arena, and she's improved so much, and it really touches my heart that she has something. When I was a kid, nobody did this for me, but we're making it happen. She gets to ride on horses once or twice a week and be around. She's homeschooled. It's a lot of homeschoolers at this place. This particular place isn't super duper expensive and crazy, and it takes, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I don't know what else to tell you, but so there's a stipend for homeschool, and they take it, and this lady's from Holland that runs the place. She's super cool. She's probably in her 70s, and she's out there all day long, and she has all these rescue horses. And it's just a super heartwarming experience to know this is going on somewhere and that I could be a part of it by proxy, because my daughter is a horse freak. And so that was a nice part of the week. It's pretty out there too. They have a pig, and there's goats, and there was even big emu, which I'd never seen before, and dogs and barn cats and tortoises. And I'm also really proud of myself for making it through work, because I'm busier than I've ever been, and I have my own business, so I just kind of made it up. And at this point, I have more than I could do, but I'm doing it. And thanks God for that. Let's see, what else? My sober birthday was last week, which if you were here. Still sober. Last night, after my long day, I go out to Beverly Hills and Santa Monica. And then I come back and I have an 11-step meeting where we do yoga for 40 minutes, and then we have a meeting, which is pretty nice because the yoga really gets you it really does get you in a certain space. In this little meeting, I've been secretary there for over a year, and it's went from like 3 people to, I don't know, like there might have been over 10 people yesterday. And that's my week. Anyone want to share anything from their week? Any highlights, any struggles, any hustles, bustles, money and muscles? Well, that's good, because I didn't want to hear from nobody anyway. I'm going to try to read without glasses. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Depends how tired I am. Y'all want to know what Jesus taught? This is our book right here. Bill and Bob went to his seminars in this book, and his seminars were very influential on them. And a lot of the principles and stuff in here parallel the big book. And he actually used this as a reference. Bill did. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall inherit. God, I can't see. Hey, Wyatt, can you read? Can you see?
My tooth is messed up, man.
Oh, he had a tooth pulled out, and he's like really messed up from it. It was infected and stuff. So I'll try. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. This is a brief summary of the law of life, which Jesus developed more fully later in the sermon. Matthew 7, 1 through 5. As it stands, the beatitude calls for very little comment, because the word employed here, the ordinary meaning which we still give them in daily life, and the statement as given is as clear and obvious in its meaning as the law in question is simple and inflexible in its action. The point of the scientific Christian needs to note that, as usual, the vital bearing of the principle covered in this beatitude lies in its application to the realm of thought. It's always thought. It all happens in your mind. That's a trippy thing that I learned in AA that really made a big difference is each of us are living the life that's happening in our mind. And the only way to change our life is in our mind. That happens before the actions. Just like it says in the big book that when we get better spiritually, we straighten out physically and mentally, but not the other way around. So it's a hard idea to get because I always thought I gotta do this and that, and I'll get my shit together and get a degree and a good job or a nice girlfriend or whatever, big muscles and money, and then I'll get a nice honey and everything will be just grand. But it doesn't work that way. So it's never going to happen if I go about it that way. But if I can just watch my thoughts, and when I see that I'm thinking negative, destructive, selfish thoughts, when I can recognize that, I can go to a higher power and say, God, can you help me have another thought, a better thought, a different thought? And as odd as it sounds, that started to work. And that became, over time and practice, a routine that is now, for the most part, a working part of my consciousness that I always go because self is the problem. I need something outside of self for direction, for spiritual healing, and then I straighten out physically and mentally. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing, Wyatt?
Yeah, just do whatever. Literally, you can do whatever you want. You can pull up a video. You can talk to read what they're saying. A lot of people are saying that they're watching the fight. Yeah.
I want to see the fight. What's happening with the fight?
It's not on yet.
Dang it. When is it coming on? Maybe after this. Because the word employed here, I read that. Where were we? So, the ordinary meaning which gives daily. Because the words employed here, the ordinary meaning which we still give them in daily life, and the statements as given is clear and obvious in its meaning as the law in question is a simple and inflexible in its action. The point of the scientific Christian needs to note that, as usual, the vital bearing of the principle covered in the Beatitude lies in its application to the realm of thought. The thing that really matters is that you be merciful in your thought. Kind actions coupled with unkind thoughts are hypocrisy, dictated by fear or desire for self-glory or some such motive. They are counterfeits. And they bless neither the giver nor the recipient. On the other hand, the true thought about fellow man blesses him spiritually, mentally, and materially, and blesses you too. Let us be merciful in our mental judgment of our brother, for in truth we are all one. And the more deeply he seems to err, the more urgent is the need for us to help him with the right thought, and so make it easier for him to get free. You, because you understand the power of the spiritual idea, the Christ truth, have a responsibility that others have not. See that you do not evade it. When his delinquency comes to your notice, remember that the Christ in him is calling out for help to you who are enlightened. So be merciful. Because indeed and in truth, we are all one. We're all one component part of a living garment of God. You yourself will unfortunately receive the same treatment that you mete out to others. You will receive the same merciful help in your own hour of need from those who are farther along the path than you. Above all, it is true that in freeing others from the weight of your condemnation, you make it possible to absolve yourself from self-condemnation. Heck yeah, sounds good, but it is a responsibility, and I need to respect it and do it if I want to live better and have a good day, this day, right now. So, Wolfpack, I want to hear something from Grace, something from somebody. Somebody's got to share. Or not. But I'm just going to talk. I guess you guys are listening. Can I see, how do I pop up the chat? Oh, 15 like this. Right click? No. Left click? Yes. Oh, every other word. Somebody says they're hearing every other word. Oh, gonna go watch on YouTube. Connection isn't. Okay. It's on now. 6th round. Okay. Oh, it's on now. 6th round.
There's a guest now.
What?
There's a guest up there now.
Oh, look at that. Okay, you gotta unmute yourself. Love God 333. My lucky number since I was a little kid has been 3, but 3 threes is better than 3, I think.
I do too. I've been the other night I was in the chat and we were talking about acceptance. And so I got the big book out and was going on about acceptance and our part in things. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today.
Yes.
When I'm disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, or thing or situation, some fact in my life unacceptable to me. I can find no serenity until I accept that a person, place, or thing or situation is being exactly the way it's supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's word by mistake. Until I could accept my alcoholism, I could not stay sober. Unless I accept my life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world, but what needs to be changed in me and my attitude. And I relate to that so much. I find that I lost my husband 8 years ago. And I never really was much of a big drinker other than socially prior to that. And I spent a year in bed just drinking to numb my pain. Alcoholism runs in my family. My dad's been sober for 30 years now.
Wow.
Everybody around me drinks. And I got guardianship of my granddaughters, so I really didn't drink anymore except for some time at night, when after I'd put her to bed. And recently I lost my brother-in-law, and sometimes you feel just powerless. You don't have a control of anything. You're watching it around you, and I went to go have a drink. I didn't, but I had to leave. And sometimes it's the expectations that you have that you almost let your own self down, if that makes sense.
So wait a minute. So you're a sober person now? Is that
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
like a 12-step AA thing, or just on
I
your own?
did a little bit of both. A little bit of both. I have the book. I do go to meetings on and off. Um, I talk to my dad a lot. He's got 30 years and he goes into the prisons. So I do have a somewhat of a support group,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm a widow raising my granddaughter. So I get to meetings when I can.
I see.
And I haven't, yeah.
And so you're saying that recently you felt like drinking, but you did not. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Well,
My brother-in-law passed away
sorry.
beginning of September. And it was really hard to watch. My sister, her pain, the whole family's pain, and everybody around me was drinking. And it's
Mm-hmm.
been a long time since I actually felt like I just wanted to be numb. If
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, my dad, like I said, is also sober. So he helped me get through it. We got through it together. But sometimes you have these expectations of people around you and yourself. And I think that people need to not have. I don't know how to. I don't know how I'm trying to word this. If I'm making sense, but sometimes when you go through things, it's easier just to numb yourself than to deal with it. And
Well, in
the
the short term.
acceptance of, huh?
In the short term,
Yeah,
it's easier.
right. In the long term, you end up dealing with it all.
Yeah.
But I just want to say thank you for having me, and this is really a neat thing you guys have going here.
Yeah, thanks for reading the acceptance prayer. My old roommate used to say that was his like page 417 in the big book that's back in the stories there. And that was his thing, just acceptance. And it
Yeah,
reminds me of Toby, God bless him. I don't know what happened to him.
yeah,
But
that's exactly what page it is too. Even though they changed, because I think the one I have is the fourth edition or something, but
okay.
it's still the same page.
Oh yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Right on. Where are you
So I
where are
hope
you
you
at?
guys,
What part of town or
Mi-
what state or
Northern Michigan.
Oh, okay. Right on. Well, thank you for sharing. Appreciate that.
Thank, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Oh, I have one other question before you mute yourself.
Yeah,
Well, what's 333 to you?
angel numbers, angels.
333 means angels
It's
or
an angel number.
huh? Where did you
It's
get that?
just special.
Where did you get that from?
Just from prayer, from praying, and after my husband passed away, it was something that I seen one night when I was in bed. So
That's kind of cool because that's like my ultimate lucky number. And if you look at my Instagram, I was on vacation and we ended up getting what is that called? Bed Airbnb, and it was 333.
Airbnb.
Yeah, 333
Oh, that's
Airbnb.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it's just I am very spiritual in God, and it was always the angel number, and I was laying in bed, and it was weird. After
So,
my husband passed away, it was like I could hear him and see him, and that just came, and I kind of stuck with me.
so that number just sort of appeared in your consciousness or something? Like,
Yeah, like 8 years. Well, it'll be 8 years, January 8th, that he passed away.
yeah, I'm sorry. That's got to be tough.
So, yeah. Well, God works in mysterious ways. I lost my husband, but I ended up getting my granddaughter.
How old is
And
she?
she's 9. I always say that she saved me, I saved her, and God saved us.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hmm. Anybody else have anything to share about the week, about the reading, about the acceptance prayer, about the struggle, the daily struggle? Well, I'll tell you one thing. When you're busy as shit, you don't have a lot of time to like trip. So, like, they say that idle hands are the devil's playground, which is really true for me. I mean, I'll just do things I don't even want to do, or I just will waste time, or I'll. And what a blessing to be busy. I always avoided being busy, tried to, but life has evolved to this where I'm just so busy, I don't even know if I can handle it. And it's good. You feel good about the end of the day when you get home and you're like, wow, I did some of it or most of it, or at least something towards a goal. And, for me, I spent most of my life, even in sobriety, I walked off every job I had and I didn't last long, even sober. So it's a real turnaround for me. And what's happening in the fight then? Is Tyson kicking ass or is he getting his ass kicked? Let's see if there's anything in the comments. Thank you for sharing your truth. Yeah, thank you. Love God 333. Well, I'll read a little more of this just because I like it. Helps me. Where were we at? Blessed are the merciful. I should have paid attention to what number that was. Ooh, blessed are the pure in heart. Blessed are the merciful. Where did we leave off? Oh, that was a shorty. We read the whole thing. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. That's interesting. This is one of those wonderful gnomic sayings in which the Bible is so rich. It is nothing less than a summing up in a few words of the whole philosophy of religion. As usual in the scripture. Howdy. I know, I forgot it last week. I got it. Thank you. Hi. It is nothing less than the summing up in a few words of the whole philosophy of religion. As usual in the scripture, the words are used in a technical sense and cover a far wider meaning than we attach to them in everyday life. Let us begin by considering what the promise in this beatitude is. It is nothing less than to see God. Now, we know, of course, that God has no corporal form, and therefore there is no question of seeing him in the ordinary physical sense in which one might see a human being or an object. If one could see God in this way, he would have to be limited, and therefore not God. To see in the sense referred to here signifies spiritual perception. And spiritual perception means just that, capacity to apprehend the true nature of being in which we all so sadly lack. We live in God's world, but we do not in the least know it as it is. Heaven lies all about us, It is not a distant locality afar off in the skies, but all around us now. But because we are lacking in spiritual perception, we are unable to recognize it. That is to say, we are unable to experience it, and therefore, so far as we are concerned, we may be said to be shut out of heaven. We do contact a very tiny fragment of it, and that tiny fragment we call the universe. But even that little bit we see, for the most part, all awry. Heaven is the religious name for the presence of God. And heaven is infinite, but our mental habits lead us to mold our experience into 3 dimensions only. Heaven is eternity, but we know only serially in a sequence called time, which this gets a little complicated. We know only serially in a sequence called time, which never permits our comprehending an experience in its entirety. God is divine mind, and in the mind there are God is divine mind, and in that mind there are no limitations or restrictions at all. Yet we see everything distributed in what is called space, or spaced out, an artificial restriction which continually inhibits the constant regrouping of our experience that is required by our creative thought. Whoa, okay. Heaven is the realm of spirit, substance. Heaven is the realm of spirit, substance, without age or discord or decay, a realm of eternal good, and yet, to our distorted vision, everything is aging, decaying, wearing out, getting born only to die, blossoming only to fade. We are very much in the position of a colorblind man in a beautiful flower garden. All around him are glorious colors, but he is quite unaware of them and sees only blacks and whites and grays. If we suppose him to be also devoid of the sense of smell, we shall see what a very small part of the glory of the garden exists for him. Yet it is all there, if he could but sense it. This limitation in us, known in theology as the fall of man, and it arises from our using our free will in opposition to the will of God. God has made man upright, but he has sought out many inventions. Our task is to surmount these limitations as rapidly as may be, until we reach the point where we can know things as they really are, experience heaven as it really is. That is what is meant by seeing God. And seeing him face to face, to see God is to apprehend truth as it really is. And this is infinite freedom and perfect bliss. I remember reading this, and whatever you think about it, it did give me something to shoot for, something to strive for. That's not money and muscles and, ladies and whatever it is you're after. It's spiritual and mysterious. And I've experienced glimpses of this perfect bliss, moments where everything is okay. It's just all okay right now. It's almost like the top of my head opens up and I connect like through a beam and ground into the ground, and I belong, and I'm made of what is here. I'm made of the earth and the sky and the molecules, and it's all right. and I have no fear of death or tomorrow or anxiety. But it's more than that. It's like a true belonging. And that gave me something that I have experienced to try and shoot for or understand, or that it even exists and somebody wrote it down. And it's nice to read this stuff again because it's been quite a while. And for me, it made a big difference. But I was doing this with other people as well, so that also makes a difference. And life is what it is. But I got to tell you, a lot of us alcoholics and addicts, we suffer tremendously. I mean, just day after day of fucking suffering. God damn, that shit gets old. I mean, even if we are fucked up and we got problems, we're living and we are going to die. And if there's a way to possibly get some kind of joy out of now, today, this life, then I decided, and they used to say this in my old home group, I didn't understand it for a while. They said, first, your life has to be important to you. I'm like, well, what the fuck do you mean? Yeah, my fucking life's important to me. But no, it really wasn't. And I didn't understand really. It's a decision. I decided, yeah, my life is important to me. And I'm the only me that'll ever be, as far as I know. And my life's happening today. So if I want anything but what I always have, which you're going to get a whole lot of the same thing if you don't do something different, because shit don't change if you don't do anything different, I started doing it just a little bit in my head. Even if it was a mind fuck, I told myself, well, why not? If there's a possibility of something else, something better, why not? And it's not easy. It's a real mind fuck, but I started practicing it, and it is a practice. Just like you practice a piano, you get better. And this was sort of the philosophy, this home group I had kind of fell into. Well, I didn't really fall into it. I was directed by somebody to it, because in sobriety, at around 12 years of sobriety, I had kind of fallen deep into another addiction, a sex and love addiction, and it was bringing me down. And I heard this lady, and I kind of knew this lady, and what she was saying was like different than what I've been hearing in AA. And so I called her, and I didn't even have to say anything to her. I just called her. She must have recognized it in my voice or something. She said, go to this meeting, find this guy. And I was willing to do it. It takes a lot for someone. You tell people to go to meetings all the time and do this and that, call me every day, whatever. Of course, they never do it. The ones that do are like rare. But I did, because I was desperate. Because I was fucking sober. I thought that was the goal, right? That's what we're doing here. Sobriety, yay, life's wonderful now. No, it doesn't really work that way. That's just the beginning. That's just abstinence of drugs and alcohol. Just gives you a chance. And so I did. I showed up. I found this guy. He became my sponsor, and some profound changes began to happen. And it was worth it. Today, I've been through some real serious physical things that I thought were going to take me out. And of course, when we get better spiritually, we straighten out physically and mentally. And the person I am today, a father, a father that's there, a father that gives money, gives time, goes out of their way, is such a gift. I never wanted that. I mean, I guess I would think about it, but I was so angry, and I was so abused and abandoned as a kid. Anger would just make me think, fuck all those breeders, fuck them, fuck the world, and fuck me. That was kind of how I felt in my core. I didn't really know that either until I did a 4-step and AA work, and over time these things get revealed, I don't feel that way anymore. And thank God, before I died, I got a chance to have a different experience with life. Thank God. Anyway, that's my little soapbox. Anybody want to share, or should I keep on reading? Anybody have any experience, strength, and hope? Or even stories about dope? Because I just talked for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes right there. Talked and read. My shoulder's jacked. It's been jacked for months.
You got Gary C.
Huh?
There's a guy, Gary C.
Gary C. Praise the Lord. Let's see what Gary C. Let's left click. Invite to speak. No, that's a right click. Gary C., what's up with you?
What's going on, everybody?
Just chilling on a Friday night. You?
I know. Just doing the same. Doing the same, man. Just enjoying it. I said it earlier today. Is no complaints here. You know, any day above ground's a blessing.
Yeah.
Any day above ground, sober and clean, is always a good day. You know what I mean? Um, I've been. It's not really struggling. Well, I'd say struggling. Getting into meetings. Just because being busy with life. Um, but it's also been a blessing, though, I should say, just because I'm busy with life, with family and work. It's almost been like a distraction. I'm going on 5.5 years clean and sober.
Nice. That's a good
Um,
chunk.
but it's like, am I really clean and sober when I still have like that mentality, that mindset of whether it be the anger, the outburst, just the mental stage, you know what I mean? The mental thoughts.
Yeah.
But I know without a shadow of doubt that alcohol, dope, that's not for me. I can't have a sip of alcohol because I know that's a road where it get me. There's like no return.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. But at the same time, I've been following up on like Pat and everything for the last like 6, 7 months. Just watching, kind of like stepping back and just watching and I don't know, just evaluating everything. Just because I mean, with me having family and everything, it's kind of hard to get into meetings, especially late at night. But this is also kind of cool. Um, Having this with because I'm in Tennessee, you guys are in California. It's
True.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
But history lesson. I'm actually originally from Bakersfield, California.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like my road to Tennessee was my redemption kind of story, I guess. Um, just wasn't working at the time. Um, 2017 made the decision, like, hey, I'm gonna move out to Tennessee. My parents are out here. They retired and moved out to Tennessee. I really ain't got nothing much to lose, so I mean, it's worth a shot. And then moved out here and been here ever since, man. Had a few relapses in between,
Did
but
you go out there with the intention to like maybe clean up your life or something, or what?
oh yeah, I did without a shadow of doubt. Just reconciling with my family, just because they knew I had been struggling, and it was good, man. It really was. Like I got to spend the last few months with my mom before she passed, so a few years before she passed, but it was awesome, man. And I mean,
Yeah, that's so important to
just starting over
yeah.
was like a definite like. It sucked because I had like a heart to heart conversation with like one of my really good friends, man. Like I look at him as a brother. We were sitting in front of the house where I was staying at, and it was like, dude, bro, you got to go. You got to be selfish for yourself. You got to make this decision for you and only you. I This isn't the Gary that I know. Like you need your morals back. You need to get back to who you are. Go and prove people wrong. You got so many people doubting you, thinking that you ain't gonna make it, this and that. So I mean,
You're
it
in
was a tough
Baker's.
decision, but it was the decision that made me who I am today.
Well, what were you doing in Bakersfield? Like drinking and dope, or what?
Oh yeah, I was drinking dope. My it was I had like about a $1,500 coke habit,
Okay, 1,500 a
and then
month.
it just 1,500. That was about weekly,
A week. Were you
and
working?
then went from week. And then I I'd quit, and then I'd use again. Quit for a few months, and then use again, and then finally I just had enough of it, man. I just couldn't do it anymore. You know, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired,
Did you make
and
any
just
attempts at AA during that time, or
not during
CA,
that
or
time.
any? Okay,
No, 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 no,
but
no.
you just did it on your own.
I just did it on my own, and then honestly, when I moved to Tennessee, my wife is probably the saving grace. Her and God.
Hmm.
God is really what really helped me the most. And my wife is, I mean, she had every opportunity to leave me, every
So wait a minute.
opportunity.
You were
But
married in Bakersfield?
no,
Oh, you came to. Okay.
when I moved to Tennessee, um, my addiction really was. I didn't. That's the point. That's the problem that I had was like any addict. You didn't. You're not gonna. You're not gonna think you have a problem. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? Like you're like, oh, I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I hear
I
that. I'm
don't
like,
have that
what?
issue.
Are
You know what
you
I mean?
kidding me?
And then all of a sudden, it's like people catch up on it. People aren't stupid.
Hmm.
So I sat down at the kitchen table, and my wife's like, I know you got an issue. What's going on? And I was like, yeah, I do got a problem. She
Mm.
said, well, let's get you some help. So got some help. Just being honest, man, being open, being transparent, getting that in that vulnerable stage because it's like I can't let anybody know what's going on. Because then what are they gonna think of me? That was my whole entire. I went through a big identity phase, man.
Huh.
Not knowing who I was, trying to fit in, doing this, doing that.
Right.
But
How old are you?
I
Or how
mean,
old were you when
I'm
you got?
35.
Okay.
But when I got clean and sober, I was
Around 30.
28,
Oh.
28, 29.
And so you went to Tennessee and then you met your wife there. So you were like, you
Yes,
must have been at least kind of okay to attract a
somewhat,
lovely lady and get married and
somewhat.
all that.
But then it's like I've experienced it. It's like when people like any addict can pick up on another addict. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can point them out in a crowd. It's like, oh yeah, I know you. I know what you got. What's up?
Yeah, it's
You know what I
crazy. Even
mean?
when you're not trying to pick them out, you guys just find
Even
each
when you're
other.
not trying exactly. It's like like they can stick out like a sore thumb. It's like anybody goes to a bathroom, comes back. It's like, dude, what's up? I know what you got. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just, I don't know, man. It sucks to have that mentality, but at the same time, it's like that's the people that I want to reach. You know what I mean? Because I was them. You know what I mean? I want to help as much as I can, but at the same time, I gotta make sure myself that I'm okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that is,
Um,
you have to, because you know, even if you don't use, it's like called emotional sobriety. You don't want to
right,
be a dry drunk, what they call it, like, just like you said, losing your temper all the time and being anxiety ridden and stuff like
for
that.
sure. But
Yeah.
but yeah, man, it's been very. I consider myself really blessed, man. Um,
But
I'm
do
glad
you
I
have kids
moved.
and stuff?
Yeah, we have two kids.
Oh, nice.
Two kids, 5 and 2.
Oh, little
Um,
ones.
do it for them, man.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're so
Um,
busy, man. They'll keep you busy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then just working too, man.
Yeah.
That's another thing is just I always you replace one addiction with another.
Mm.
Find that out really, really,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I shared about,
really prevalent, man. It's like if it's not drugs, alcohol, then it's work, then it's
Mm-hmm.
life, or then it's food. I mean, it's a trickle effect.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful and thankful that my wife picks up on things and is like, hey, uh-uh. She
Mm.
pretty much keeps me in place. Very thankful for her. I owe her everything, man, because I don't think I'd be here if I wasn't for her.
Right, but you don't want to be too dependent on a human, right? It says in the
Oh,
literature that,
absolutely. No,
yeah.
no, no, no. That's not. I'm just. I guess when I talk about it, when I have talked about it in the past, I never gave her recognition.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I never was
Yeah.
like, I took it all. Like I was like, I'm the one that did it myself.
Right.
But in reality, it's not me. I mean, I'm not in control of me. I
Uh-huh.
can't control myself because if I could control myself, I wouldn't have been an addict. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, if I could control myself, I'd smoke pot here and there and have a few beers, you know?
I can't do that, man.
Yeah.
I remember, dude. I remember one time I said, I'll be all right. I should be okay.
Right.
Smoked one joint. Friends were like, hey, we're going to go out. All right, let me go get ready. I sat on the couch and I woke up. 8 hours later, I was like, man, all right, let's get ready. And I'm like, hey, dude, we've been waiting for you.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
It's time to
that's
go
how
back
we
to
always,
bed.
the alcoholics, addicts, they always trick themselves that way. Like, ah, it's all right, or it's just one, or fuck it.
Yep.
Sometimes they just say, just fuck it, but it's just not, it just, like you
It's not
said, you,
worth it
you,
now,
you go
man.
down a road, you can't come back. Or I don't know how you said it, but it was perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once you, it's point of no return.
Yeah. You can't, you're stuck.
It's, look at it as like a rut. The more you keep trying to get out of that rut, the bigger the hole is, and the bigger you make it. So
Yeah.
I just count all my blessings, man. I just as long as I focus on myself and on my family, and I put God first in everything I do. I mean, I know my God will take care of me.
Yeah.
I
But
know
you
everybody
know,
wants
if
to talk
your
about
mind,
higher power.
if your, your conscience is telling you that you need to get to some meetings, you probably do, or open up
Absolutely,
the book and read a little bit each day or whatever.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I try to be present in these meetings. Lately, I have been for the last, I want to say, shoot, it's been a couple weeks.
Oh, cool.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just try and listen as much as I can when people are on, hop on. Um,
Mm.
just follow. Not trying to. I don't want to say I'm.
A Pat fan?
I mean, I am a fan, but
Yeah.
dude, what he's doing and the people that he's reaching is amazing. I'm very thankful for his journey because it's helping other people,
Yeah.
and it's not just helping other people; it's helping me.
Yeah.
It's giving me a place. It's giving me an area where you know
I got to say
you could
that
be
too.
that high stature. You could be of that high stature and still have the issues. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
then
yeah.
getting through those issues, walking you through them, and then walking himself through it. You know what I mean? He's a he's a good I guess you'd say a good figure to follow.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't be here tonight, and this helps me talking to you
Right,
if it wasn't for him also.
for
Plus
sure.
me and him, we have a long journey. It's
Yeah,
been like maybe 10 years or something, and I started out the sponsor, but at some point we just became, we helped each other. And as time goes on, you go through things and life changes, and you do it together, with
for
your
sure.
sobriety community or your sobriety friends and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's a blessing.
Absolutely, man. I'm very thankful, man. I don't want to take too much time.
Oh yeah, did somebody does want to talk. So you mind if we go? Let's see,
For sure, man.
J Duddy. All right, Gary, thanks for sharing with us. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. We look
Yeah.
forward to many more.
All right, have a good weekend.
You too, man.
Thank you. Did it go? I'm clicking it. Do I have to click the left? Whoops. Left? Oh, it didn't pop up here, but it's green. What does that mean? Invite to speak. Huh. Accept. Friend request. Oh, okay.
You should be able to go up.
Well, I think I made him a friend. uh,
Maybe he's taking a break.
oh, you mean he's not there? Dude, so Jake won. Wow.
That's pretty weird.
I thought, yeah, I kind of felt like Tyson was gonna. I wonder if he just wore him out because the cardio, being so much older, or what. Oh, here we go. Let's try again. Jay Duddy, you want to share with us? I don't know. I don't know. It is a right click, right? A right,
Yeah,
right.
he has to just, it's on his end now.
Okay.
If you want to come back in the room and try again, you can.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Wyatt?
There it goes.
Oh, hey. What's that? Hey, how are you?
Good. Nah, I know Pat when some people in this group, but I don't need to share or whatever. I was just coming up to chop it up with y'all.
Right on. So, where you at?
You know what I mean? I don't even know where the fuck I'm at right now. Annapolis?
Minneapolis. Right now?
No, Annapolis. No, Annapolis, like in DC, like past DC, like past the Bay Bridge.
Okay. So,
Yeah, nah. I was born in the DMV in Maryland, but yeah.
yeah. So, what are you doing tonight?
I was going watching the fight.
How was
All
it?
the
So, what?
family.
So, what happened? Like, how'd it go? I've been on here.
Nah, it's trash, bro. Everybody that I'm say some intellectual shit. It's gonna sound crazy as it always does coming from me.
Okay.
But with doing my research and not even that, that shit was just a big ass like money scheme, just like most of those fights are and most of those sports games are. Tennis is different in certain games where there's really a probability on the lesser scale for them to win or to be the number one in it. But boxing and all that type of shit has like a 50-50 probability. And yeah, that shit was a scam.
So
And
it
because
didn't look like a good fight or a real
no,
fight.
shit was trash. Not only like whether you conversate about the age gap or you say, he hasn't fought like this and Jake Paul had 11 fights that have been on camera and this and that it was stupid. And anybody that betted in FanDuel, they would have lost money on it because all the bets really were on like getting knocked out at from 5 to 8 to the eighth round, and they didn't. Nobody got knocked down. None of this shit. So I really, I thought other boxing games are rigged already, but this one was like the biggest rig ever.
So what are you saying? It wasn't a good fight. Nobody landed punches. Nobody got put
Not
out.
only no, they landed Jake Paul landed punches, but I'm saying basically from Matrix. I said the movie when I say that like the movie like Matrix like systematic programming far as like who was gonna like win or the outcome of it. Far as like that
Yeah,
being
I hear you.
already dis-
I
that
hear you.
already being discussed before the fight even began. Looking at the systematic or statistics and numbers of like who was thinking what and this and that. They went off of that and then fought like the statistics, which made up the entire fight. So everybody, only certain people may have got a big payout, but it was very likely to not because a lot of people bet on one another getting knocked out, and
Mm-hmm.
they didn't. It's a bunch of bullshit, basically. And the reason why I say that mostly, and anybody can question this, but Trump just became president, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, you got some major fight with a major boxer that's fought for more than 30 years or 20 years. And then like, this was supposed to happen like a year and a half ago, but they didn't do it. And there was no promotion besides like the week leading up to it after the election. And then, bam. It's just all our point of view.
You think it's weird?
Absolutely. If you watch the Hunger Games before, that's what we're entering. We already have kind of already got into it. Squid Games on Netflix explains this to you, but Hunger Games is another good thing to watch that explains all this shit that's about to happen and far as games for entertainment to the riches and so forth.
Hmm.
It's about to go down like this. If you don't believe me, fuck it.
Well,
That's
I'm
why
not
I
saying
do.
I don't believe you. I'm just listening. I watched the Hunger Games, all 3 or 4 of them, or whatever there was.
My watch battery died, bro.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
So what
shit
time is
does
it?
suck. I fucking don't know. Look, it's skipping. It's skipping. Watch. It's skipping like every seconds. Shit, that. Fuck that. I don't even care about this material shit. That's why I'm as crazy I am. Some of the people in here know me.
Yeah.
As far as they're encouraging me to go to Graceland or encouraging me to do this and that. But
What's your deal?
intellectually, I be knowing what I'm talking about. That's it's like a gift and a curse.
What's your deal though? You're trying to get sober or something, or what?
Always trying to get sober, yeah.
Not so far.
Nah, because the way I talk, I don't even want to get into it. I've learned to simplify myself,
Mm-hmm.
but and then not explain more than I talk. But just in general, yeah. A lot of people that Pat knows, no, they understand me. It's just weird. Like, everybody's trying to get sober at some point.
Yeah, I mean it's not easy, but you got to keep trying.
Nah, yeah. But people like me, there's a lot of Gen Zs. I'm not Gen Z, but a lot of people. My son's one of them, and he's only about to be a year old.
Hmm.
But there's certain people, and I know my sons, you just know when you know. Some people don't even have to be verbal to tell you, but they just know logic shit. And
Logic shit.
it's not, when I say just logical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So putting two and two together instead of believing the other 90% of misinformation.
Yeah, there's a lot
And
of
there's just
bullshit.
people. Yeah, and people like that, they get frowned upon or they get silenced on certain things and so forth, and people start to think they're crazy, or advertisements come out about, oh yeah, this certain person's crazy and this da da da. No, because they don't want you to know the truth,
What is the truth?
which is again not only logical thinking, but you know the truth of whatever subject or concept it is, or what's at hand, whether it be on the news or um, just certain programming of people's minds and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Is there an
Even if you still go ahead.
is there an ultimate truth?
No, because anything could be plausible, and then at the same time, especially in the day and age we're in, a lot of things that people make truth on later down the road, it could be not false, but it could be just again plausible. And like I said, that's why I said like mainly just logically thinking and not going off of any like information you read off the internet or so forth, and actually doing your own research.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like whether
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, like, I have opinions and I'm swayed certain ways, but then I got to look at myself and be like, am I just being completely fooled? You know, what is the
man,
truth? What's really going on? That's why I ask God, God, please just show me the truth. You know, guide
well,
me,
God ain't gonna
direct me.
show you just the truth. They give you faith and shit or like so forth. But nah, it's so twisted. It's just a dividing right now. It's been a dividing for the last like 8 to 10 years since Obama's been president. It really hasn't been good since JFK died. That's pretty much the last president that was not only a logical thinker but a logical president that actually cared for America to progress positive or positively. The other people is not thinking logical. It's just all programming.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that things have been changing. I think it's actually since 1929. I don't know. I went down a rabbit hole once. But anything else? You ever go to meetings or what? How do you when you try to get sober, how do you do it? You go to AA meetings or some other kind of 12-step meetings or what?
I'm gonna answer that one question. I'm not gonna answer anymore. Not out of disrespect, but just because, like, I've been doing it the last, like, 3 months, and I'm just tired of talking about all that stuff because it's not that I'm rebelling it, but it's more so a lot of that shit in my mind's too powerful that I'm on some shit where it's like either I'm gonna make my own fucking program or
That won't happen. I'll
then
tell
I'm
you
gonna
right now.
then not only make my own program or make my own positive thinking, or I'm gonna give up and just go to those certain programs. And yeah, I've been to AA meetings. I've been to certain outpatient meetings and inpatient meetings, and it's just the world we live in now is so vast that it's like a lot of people that take drugs, whether it be heroin or whatever, like a lot of people trying to escape this type of thinking, like intellectual thinking. A lot of it is that they think some of them are just escaping pain, but a lot of them are escaping their mind because they can't relate with most people.
Yeah, but their mind causes the pain.
Not necessarily though.
Yes, that is necessary. That's
If you
where
have
it
enough
all happens.
knowledge or you have enough wisdom and you have enough logic thinking and you just have enough, again, just more truthful thoughts, then harder that you cannot relate to everybody on a daily basis. You cannot, because I've done tried it for the last like 7 years plus. You can't.
Well, you can't
And
outthink
all,
yourself. That's the problem, my friend.
yeah, you can if you're by yourself and you
You can
don't have
outthink your own
responsibility.
self. No, you're stuck in a
Yeah,
box in a paradigm. You don't know what you don't know, and you can't know what you don't know.
yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying, but you're also gonna be around people that think they know shit and they don't, and they get influenced by them and so forth. You know, again, I take everything
Sometimes
with a
it's
grain
good
of
to be
salt.
influenced.
No, it's not because I could go around somebody right now and then they have the bad influence, and then what?
Well,
Then
no,
what?
you don't want to get influenced by a bad influence. You want a positive influence.
Certain people, not only like me, but just people hold a higher standard of their mental and metaphysical being. They don't need all that, or they understand that they don't need to be influenced by somebody else. It's not a confidence thing. It's more so just knowing,
Hmm.
and not everybody has it. It might sound weird the way I'm talking to you, but it's real shit. That's why I am the way I am. As crazy as it sounds, a lot of people be telling me my kid's gonna save the world, because when the people that say that, dozens and dozens of people that know me and look up to me, they be like, "Yo, you're the only one to come out of here or come out of the city that really knows this shit," or like, you know what I'm saying? Shit, this is the way it is. A lot of people don't know. You don't believe. That's why you stopped talking.
Uh, I just don't know what to say, my friend.
Fun.
I don't know what to say.
It be like that.
Bryce. Hey, Jay, do you mind if we put Bryce up here? Jay, I think Jay's internet's not working so well. Hey, Wyatt, how do I switch?
He's gotta raise his hand up.
It is raised,
Alright.
but I mean, I keep trying to invite to speak, but it's not. Oh, wait, there now it's green. Does that mean he's going to pop up? There it is. Hey, Bryce,
What's up, Billy?
how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm real good. I'm a little bit sad about Tyson, but I
Dude, it
didn't
was
see
hard
the
to watch.
huh?
It was hard to watch. He was like,
I didn't watch it, so I don't know exactly
yeah.
what went down.
It was like, dude, he's just too old.
Yeah, he just pooped out. Is that what it was? Like tired?
I mean, it looked like his legs gave out in like the second round.
Really?
Yeah, he was. I don't know. It wasn't good.
We talking about the fight?
Yeah,
Nah, that's because that shit. I just was trying to explain the dude that's I guess on ETL.
yeah, it's like rigged or whatever.
Yeah, it's weird. That's what I'm trying to explain to him. Like, it's not I'm putting two and two together, but like Trump just became president. That fight was supposed to happen like a year and some change ago, and then you didn't hear no promo besides the week leading up to it, and then bam.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everybody think I don't know. Some people think everything's a conspiracy. It's like,
No, it's not even what I'm saying. Like conspiracies is more so if you like. That's what I was trying to explain to him. Like when you logically think about shit, like what would make sense for them. Like literally, they could have did that 3 months ago, but there was no hype around media or whatever, this and that, and then bam. And then even in the fight, if you watch, did you watch it, Bryce?
yeah,
All right, so if you watched it, you see, understand, like, bro, I'm not even go back and forth with the fighters. but you seen that shit was nobody got knocked down, this and that, and we
Yeah,
both
I mean,
know.
it was pretty
uh,
obvious to me that Jake Paul was like taking it easy on him.
Yeah, not only that, but I'm saying Mike Tyson. We looked at all his highlights. Yeah, he might be almost 60 years old, but it's more so like he didn't even throw a big punch. It's just like in
I think he
a big
could.
fight like that, they would not last 8 rounds. Somebody would have got knocked down, this and that. So it's just like
Well,
a
those
lot of
eight
shit.
rounds, they were fighting with 14-ounce gloves, which are humongous.
Yeah, but still, like the
And
shit
then
was
they
on
were,
Netflix for
it was only
free.
2-minute rounds too.
Yeah, not only that, but it was on Netflix for free. For free.
Yeah, do you see he kept like fucking up?
Oh yeah, but I'm saying like it was on Netflix for free, so it's like you usually got to pay $60, $80 for pay per view and all that. It was on Netflix for free because they got obviously the deal with Netflix, but it's like that's how a lot of these fights gonna go. The prelims and all that, yeah, they try harder, but those main fights, there's an agenda.
Did you
Just
see
like
the girl fight before the
yeah,
Tyson?
yeah.
Dude, that was a good fight.
No, it was decent. Like she got her eyebrow split and all that,
Yeah,
but after that, she ain't throw no punches. I think she won her last fight. She's a good fighter, but
yeah, they were both good. What about UFC coming up? Are you gonna watch that?
What's going on in the OC?
Nothing at all, dude. Just getting a little bit colder,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you got any plans for the weekend?
Dude, just I'm gonna watch I'm having some people over tomorrow to watch the UFC fights,
Cool.
and then I start my new job on Tuesday.
Oh, what kind of job?
It's a technician at a inpatient treatment.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Got a lot of people from Sober Livings and do that. It's real
I
like a
know.
popular.
You know what's funny is I used to always talk shit on it. I was like, bro, whoever gets out of here, all of them do it. I was like, I was like, that's what everybody does.
Yeah. Does it pay good? So so.
I mean,
You got to work.
no,
Not really.
yeah, no. I'm not really worried about the money right now, though.
Uh huh. But it just seems like you maybe could be helpful, or it's just something that you're gonna do for a while, or what?
Um,
I'm just curious because I know this other guy that graduted's doing it, and I know this girl who's I think's an alcoholic, and she's doing it, and I'm just curious what the motivation is.
I mean, I've been around treatment since I was like 18 and I'm 32.
So you know the shit,
I've been, yeah, and
right?
I've been in and out so many times, and I enjoy talking about like treatment and
Right.
AA and like emotions and feelings and all that. I've been thinking about going back to school and becoming like a counselor or even like a therapist or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know though.
Friend of mine did that. I'm really proud of him. He was working at Trader
Yeah,
Joe's. He was my sponsee for a while. And at some point, he started going to school, and he actually finished an intern, and now he's a therapist, and now he's got his own little practice. He actually did it.
yeah,
It's amazing.
that's what one of my friends out here just finished his, and he's like got his master's, and he's like a licensed family and marriage therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
but
cool
yeah,
though. You got a job. So what is it? Is it a full-time position or part-time or what?
it's full time. And it's what Saturday to Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Cool. And so you kind of just manage, make sure people are doing what they're supposed to, and like talk to them when they
Yeah,
need some support and stuff like that.
yeah, you're a babysitter, basically.
Right on.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different going from um I was working 4 days a week, but I was
Yeah.
doing like 12-hour shifts at what I was doing before.
Oh wow. That's
So
a long day.
yeah, but it was nice having 3 days off instead
Oh,
of
that's true. Yeah.
yeah.
I think I'd rather do that actually than
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was like. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's hard." I was like, "Dude, it's so nice to have 3 days off."
Yeah. I would like
What about you?
I actually don't have days off because even on my day off, I got my vehicles and like the infrastructure of my little business. I just, but it would be nice to have a day to work on that stuff, you know?
Yeah. Did you get your in and out on your sober birthday?
Dude, it was closed. We missed it by like 10 minutes or something. And
Oh,
I can't eat other stuff because I have this
yeah.
thing. So they got Taco Bell and I just went home and ate like tuna fish or something. Yeah. Oh well. It was a nice thought. Blue's
Yeah.
always fun to have around. He's a different kind of person. He's kind of fun.
Dude, I love Blue's awesome. I was out there last night. Pat let him drive his Tahoe.
Oh, well, that must sound scary.
Yeah. And Madison rode with him, so it was pretty funny. And then they got to his house. It was like 2
Were you
a.m.
in the vehicle?
No,
Oh.
I stayed with Pat. I think it was like midnight or 1 or something, and they had to go back to Pat's house. So when they got there, they set off the alarm. So it's like blaring.
Oh, at his house, did they wake up the baby and stuff?
I think
Oh,
Veronica woke up, but I don't think the baby woke up.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I heard you've been coming out here a little bit.
Yeah, I've been trying to more often because I'm not working, so I have free time. And
Mm-hmm.
but once I start working, I'm gonna try and come out there like 1 time a week, probably.
Right on. So
Yeah.
you like UFC? You're into UFC?
Yeah, I mean, I have a group of friends and we watch all the fights.
That's cool. Do you listen to
Yeah.
Joe Rogan?
I used to listen to him a lot. I haven't, it's been like a year since
Hmm.
I really listened to him.
Right on. I've been listening. Actually, Pat got me on that. Like maybe I don't know. It might be like 5 years now. I pretty much listen to them all except for some of the fight companion ones. I don't because I don't really know that much about what they're talking about.
Those are the ones I like the most, or the fight companion ones.
Right, because you know everybody and who they're talking about and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, Rogan's cool.
Yeah.
What
This
go ahead.
lady's name I just don't I don't even know how to say that. Kaliu Kauhe. I
No. It's like Hawaiian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
don't
that's
know.
Hawaiian.
But thank you. Thank you. Rogan is the man. Yeah, I really like it. It's probably my favorite podcast. I listen to a lot of them. I listen to them all day at work. So I know
Hmm.
about history, I know about spies, I know about underworld cartel organizations, politics. I mean, I just all this information going in all day every day.
Did you listen to the one with Terrence Crawford?
Terrence Crawford. What is his deal? What's his
Oh,
prof?
he's an actor, but
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
he was
I
like,
did. Okay, the dude from that Crash movie, or no, was it?
yeah,
Oh,
dude, that's a good movie.
yeah, that was. I remember that being pretty
That's
good.
such a good movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was kind of like, whoa, like what are they talking about?
Yeah,
You know? Yeah. And then I listened to the one where he had a physicist come on and talk to him.
yeah, and he was trying to be like super nice to him and like
Yeah,
kind of like let him down easy. Like,
right. And he did have like some valid interesting ideas, but he said he'd have to come about them this different way, you know, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just so you watched the Tyson, what's the other guy's name?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul fight. So
Yeah.
what did it look like to you? Did it look like Tyson was just too slow and too old and too
Yeah,
tired?
he's just too old. I mean, he's
He's almost
58.
60. Yeah, he's almost 60.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
I
Jake
could not
Paul's in his
imagine
prime.
fighting somebody 27. Like,
Yeah, that's like in their peak front, like prime physical shape that like doesn't get out of boxing training camp ever. Like,
oh really? He's always in there?
yeah,
This
he's
Jake
always
Paul?
training. Yeah.
Huh. That's crazy. So he didn't go down though, huh? They just called it after 8 rounds or whatever.
Yeah, it was an 8-round fight. And at the last, like, you could tell Jake Paul wasn't like trying to hit him. And then like the last 10 seconds, like Jake Paul didn't even throw a punch. He like bowed to him and
Oh, really?
yeah. It was
Wow.
hard for me to watch because he would like hit Tyson and you could tell Tyson was like stunned by it and he was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's a little emotional because I mean, I grew up and Tyson has just always been the scariest motherfucker on the planet. Like, but everybody gets, you know, they have they're young and then they're old if they don't die. It just happens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm surprised that like because with boxing and like combat sports like that, each state has like a commission. So and the commission's job is to like not let dangerous fights happen. It has to be like a fair playing field and all that stuff.
But they
So
just
I'm
threw all that
surprised
out the
that
window,
Tyson's
huh?
like past it.
Well, he didn't get hurt, right? Tyson.
No, but
He could have.
I mean, it's like just thinking about it, 60-year-old man, like,
Yeah.
and he almost died like 4 months ago.
Right. What was that? Some just spontaneous problem?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it was because they were supposed to fight in July, and something happened on a plane, and they had to like emergency land the plane.
Holy shit. And then he's fighting 4 months later?
Yeah,
Well, maybe that has something to do with it too, but he's too old to be fighting that young guy, that fucking badass young guy. That's
yeah,
crazy. I hope he
yeah.
doesn't take it too hard, you know?
Oh, I don't think he will. I
But
mean, he probably, I don't know how much he made, probably like 10 million. Like,
oh, okay, he got paid out no matter what. So,
yeah. And he was saying he was like just training for this fight is like giving me something to look forward to and made me have a positive outlook. And
hmm.
he was like, it's helped me mentally just preparing for it and getting in that mindset again. And because I mean, you watch Joe Rogan, you've seen him all on there all mushroomed out and
Yeah, I actually like he's really seemed to become like a, you know, went through some hard shit and was this certain mentality and really turned things around. It seemed like, which
yeah,
I respected, do respect.
yeah. I watched a documentary on like his his whole life. Dude, it's wild.
Yeah, I mean where he came from, people don't come out of that.
Yeah,
It's rare. It's really rare. Yeah.
yeah. All right, Billy. Well, I'm gonna get off.
You know what? I'm gonna get off too because it's I've been on an hour and a half and I gotta go home.
All right, Billy. It was good talking to you.
You too, man.
Um, I think I'm gonna be out there next Friday, so I'll probably see you out there.
Oh shoot, you'll come on this? Come on Discord
Yeah,
maybe?
dude. Let's just do that.
All right. That sounds
All
fun.
right. All right,
Okay.
dude.
Good night.
All right. See ya.
Yeah. Hey Wyatt, I think it's my time too.
Yeah.
I think so. It's been like an hour and a half, and I do got to get up early in the morning because I got that work stuff to do. Anybody else want to share? I'm going to take off here, but I'll give you the opportunity. Anyone? Anyone?
Hi,
Oh,
I'm
hi.
Saley. I lost my voice, so
Oh, no. Hi,
um,
Saley.
sorry if you can't understand me. No, I appreciate you reading.
Oh,
I've got a year in October, so clean and sober.
wow.
Um,
Congratulations.
it's a struggle, though,
Yeah, I do.
It's a mental disease, but thank you for reading. And
I'm glad. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad somebody was listening to the reading, because this to me is more. I mean, this is the deal. This is what actually helps us if we can put this into
yeah,
practice. Yeah.
and it's hard, when you're in a program, you work a program of honesty, right?
Yeah.
And hold on, let me see if I take a drink of water, if that will help. Oh my God, I just feel terrible.
Sorry, you got
My
a
voice,
cold.
I'm sorry. Um, so, it's difficult, and I just have had a really rough week. My husband's in the military, he's deployed. We have 3 kids, so
Oof.
it's just really hard. But I liked what you said about talking to God, all week. That's all I've been doing is,
Really?
God, please, take this urge away, take these feelings, these thoughts, these cravings, take them away all day. That's all I do is talk to God.
And
And
did it
he's,
work?
yes, yes, yeah. And it's just really a magical thing,
Yeah.
So,
It
don't
is.
knock it until you try it,
I know. I mean, when you try to tell people this, they probably think you're a little bit wacky, or
Right,
something wrong with you, but it's straight out of the big book. I mean, this is what we do. We have a higher power. We're not the power anymore, you know.
right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for reading. And, it does what you said, it does help and it does work. And as crazy as it sounds, you
Yeah.
know, there is somebody out there um, that will help you. And if it's not anybody else, it is God, So
Yeah.
I just wanted to share
Ultimately
that.
it's God too, because people will let you down, but God is there.
Yeah.
It's the anchor. Yeah.
And He wants you to, call into me when you're weak, all these things. God, I ask Him, give me strength, you know, and I
Yeah.
ask Him, I'm trying to stop vaping too.
Hmm.
And I threw it away and I was like, I want to go buy a new one. I go, God, please,
How long has it been?
please. Today's the second day, and I had found a vape that I had at the house, and I
Yeah.
hit it, and I felt sick, really, really sick after I hit it, and I was like, all I could do was say thank you, God,
Mm. I did all
you
that stuff
know,
too, and around here you find vapes in the couch and stuff. Yeah, I finally quit for a couple years, and then I just recently, like a week ago, went and got these little Zen things.
yeah,
So it's an addiction, but I think the
right,
vape's worse because it does affect. I remember me, I'm obsessive. It affected my lungs for sure.
right,
So
and like I had a cyst in my throat back in 2013, and I had gotten surgery,
oh
and it came back, and I'm just like,
oh shit.
what is it going to take? What's it going to take for you to start taking care of yourself and your health and prioritizing these things, And, people they wait until it's too late to, and that's always how it works. When it's too late. I just lost my mom, fentanyl overdose in May of this year,
Oh my gosh.
so
Sorry.
it's just, yeah, so it's just all these things. And um,
Wow. So you were sober
I
for
just,
all that.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So, anyways, back to my throat. I have to get surgery again. The surgical point is, it sounds disgusting, but like discharge. There's like a leak or something small, but not normal. It's like, I'm like, God, what is it gonna? I've always had this fear of like drowning in my own blood or something. And
Whoa.
like, this just reminds me of that. And
Is
it's like,
you think the cyst is from vaping, or is that just something that it just occurred, just happened?
I guess it happens when you're in Europe, or you're like in Europe. I can't even, when you're a baby, like still being
Uh-huh.
formed in the mom's stomach, like it just happens. You're born with it, and
Okay.
it just grows when you get older over time. So it's not because of the vaping, but I'm sure the vaping doesn't help,
Irritates it or something, yeah.
So, no one's perfect, and life is full of, lives, and life happens and shit happens. But um, I don't know. It's just it's a mental disease. It's torture. It's terrible, and it doesn't have to be. It really doesn't.
It
And
doesn't,
life does
and I
get
gotta
better.
say, when you're new, which I consider you're pretty new,
Yes.
it does get better over time. It gets easier, I think, because you've been practicing it more and you're further away from it. Not that it's not, like it gets hard and it gets easier and hard, but
Hmm.
when you're newer, your mind just tortures the fuck out of you, because it's trying to get you to use again. That's like it makes it
Hmm.
to the point where you can't stand it and you go drink or use. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
So all I do when that happens, though, because I'm very close every day. I get close. You know what I'm saying? Like, not, but it happens, and it's like all I can do is talk to my God, and because I know where that next drink will lead me. I take a drink, I get a bat. I just want more, and until my life is just in
well,
fucking shambles.
yeah, but do you have AA or 12 step or something that you have out there that you attend or anything? Or are you
Yeah,
too busy with the
yeah.
kids?
I do the. I need a sponsor. My last sponsor, she left me, so I got to get a new one. But I go to a women's meeting, and
Okay.
I've done the steps. I went to rehab,
Okay.
so yeah, I have my support with my sober women that but I isolate. I self isolate when I get into certain moods, and
Yeah.
that's just the mind of an addict. And that's
Yeah.
just what
Same.
we do. So, but it's getting better. I'm getting better, and it will get better. So, I just wanted to share those two parts. Thanks for reading, and thanks for listening, and thanks for talking about the God thing, because it does work.
Yes, it does. I can say that. Well, thank you for sharing. And I think I'm gonna close down here anyway. And I think Wyatt is too, because he's not feeling well. So,
Okay. All right, you guys. You guys have a good weekend.
you too. Good night.
Good night, guys. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, the Cali weather, man. It is wonderful. Sorry, I'm sorry to say that, but it's nice. Thank you so much, Wyatt. I didn't even drink the drink.